Good evening. Today we will be analyzing Nifty 50 market via Goodwill Wealth Management website. So first we will have to type gwcindia.in in the URL section. After that we can see the Goodwill New Beta website in the golden words. So we will have to click that. And from there we can see this three vertical options. So we'll have to click it and go to the market section. So first we will start with the equity segment. So basically here we can see all the changes, all the recent changes made in the equity segment of the market. Starting with the NSE, we can see that the opening price for the NSE on 20th May 2022 was 16,043.8 and the previous closing price was rupees 15,809.4. The time frame of the NSE market. So here this is for intraday, here is for weekly, here is for monthly, and after that we can see the yearly format, and over here we can see the high and at today's date, and here is the advances and declines. So after this we can see the sectoral performance of the Nifty indices. So for the top performance we first have Nifty Media, then we have Nifty Realty, followed by Metal, Pharma and PSU Bank. While on the right side we can see the underperforming indices that are PSE, IT, Consumer, Commodities, and finally we have Consumption. And if we want to analyze the global indices, we can see we have USA indices, that is Nasdaq. For Germany we have DJIA, for United Kingdom we have S&P 100, for Japan we have Hang Seng, and basically these are the closing prices of these indices. For US, UK and Germany we can see that these are in negative, while for Japan we can see that it's obviously in positive, so that goes without saying. So basically if you want to analyze the BSE segment, we can just click like this and we can have the BSE charts, basically the BSE indices, and as you can see. So after that we have stock market statistics. So first we can see top gainers. For top gainers we have Dr. Reddy, Reliance, JSW Steel, Tata Motors, Nestle India, and at last we have Adani Ports. And for LTP we mean the last traded price, and this is the change, that is 319.65, and converting the rupees into the percentage form we can have 8.13. The previous closing price for Dr. Reddy was 3,929.45, and similarly to that we can analyze the remaining companies. For top losers we have Shree Cement and UPL, while the columns are just similar to what we have already seen in the top gainers format. For the volume toppers we have companies like ITC, Tata Motors, NTPC, State Bank of India, ICICI Bank and Power Grid Corporation of India. And here we can see the volume in number of shares that have been traded by the companies. So for ITC we have 32,370,771, and similarly we can see the other companies and the value of shares that they have traded in today's market. Next we have value toppers, and the companies are as follows: Reliance, Infosys, Dr. Reddy's, TCS, Tata Motors and HDFC Bank, and these are basically values in amounts, basically in lakhs would be more appropriate to say. And so after the stock market statistics we can see the market details. On the left side we can see the recent block and recent bulk, while on the right side we can see the yearly high and yearly low of the following companies, and we have the last traded price and high price of the companies that I have already covered previously. And from here we can see the latest news, like in May 20th there is ABFRL board to Mul fundraising on 24th May, and we have some other news for that. And if you want to view some more news, you can just click on basically the view more option. After that we have we can basically go to commodity sector. Over here in multi commodity exchange we can see the graph, or we can analyze the graph of gold. So we can see that here on the expiry date of 3/6/2022 the opening price for the gold was 50,691 and the previous closing price was 50,544, and we can compare it with other commodities like silver, crude, natural gas, copper, nickel, zinc, aluminum. And similarly, that we have already seen in the equity segment, we can make a comparison in stock market statistics, like the top gainers in terms of commodities. So from here we have crude oil, nickel, aluminum. But for top losers we have all these symbols and the expiry date. For volume toppers we have the followings, and for value toppers we have these. Further, if you want to analyze some more commodities, we can go for bullion, energy, fiber, index, and metals. And over here we can see the new highs and lows. So highs are these and lows would be seen. Mind you, all the stuff that I'm talking about is in the stock exchange of multi commodities exchange. And over here we can see the news related to the commodities in pre-session, mid-session, end session, and some miscellaneous commodity news. After that we can go for the derivative segment. Okay, so in derivative we have basically three charts. First we have Nifty, then we have Bank Nifty, then we have CNXIT, and we have the time frame of 26th May, 30th June, and 28th July. 28th July. And over here we have derivative statistics with columns as symbol, underlying expiry date, last trade price, and the change in percentage format. So basically here we can see the top gainers, here we can see the top losers, the top volume, and the top values of these derivatives, that are Bank Nifty, Bank Nifty, and again the Bank Nifty. From here we can see the FII statistics, and here we can see the open interest. And other than that, you can get the news about the derivatives, as we can see over here in this column, like basically these. And you can view more of the news if you want to. After that we have mutual funds. For the mutual fund segment, we have basically three categories, that are equity, debt, and hybrid. Hybrid is basically just a combination of equity and debt, and the time frame that we have for them is 1 month, 6 months, and a year. Over here we can see the returns on equity. So for the monthly returns we have around 1.75 for automobiles. Then for banking we have minus 8.73, and for diversified equity we have minus 8.12, and for index we have minus 8.23. Similarly we can see the same for debt and hybrid. After that we have the best performers in the equity segment. So basically we can see these funds are the best performance in the equity segment. So starting with Nippon India and Direct, then we have Nippon India and Growth, then we have Mirai Asset, and then we have HSBC. And this is basically the net asset value, and this is basically the returns of these schemes for the time frame of last week. And then we can, if you want to just check out some other time frame, then we can just click on this drop down menu, and we can just click on last 1 month, the last 3 months, the half yearly, the previous year, the 3 years, or the 5 years. After that we have the category returns based on the companies. Like for Infotech equity we have the monthly returns of minus 10.11, 6 month return in terms of percentage minus 20.08, and for yearly we have around 30%. Similarly we can go for the other companies. And other than that, so after that we can see about IPO as well. That is nothing, just the initial public offering. In this month we can see that there's an IPO of Prudent, there is an IPO of LIC, there's an IPO of Rainbow, Campus, Nanavati, and Phone 4C Global, and Shashwa. And basically these are the returns, and we can clearly see that the highest return among these IPOs is for global, and the rate is around 35.29%. And these are the basic time frame for 1 month, 2 months, 6 months, and a year. And these are basically the upcoming IPOs: Global Secure and the Ether Industries. And these are the IPO that are currently in the market, that are Ethos Limited, eMudra, and Prajna Infratech. And then these are the IPO that have been already been closed, that is Parity Phosphates, Delhi Very, Venus Pipe, Prudent Corporation of India, and LIC. For the new listing, we have in the NSE segment, we have these companies, while for BSE we have the following companies. For the BSE, just a second. Yeah, for the BSE we have the following companies, and these are basically the prospectus. So from here we can get to know more about the companies. Investors must and should read the prospectus before investing in the company in order to gain the better knowledge about the company. And here is the news related to the IPOs on May 20th, May 19th, and May 18th, and they can just click on view more in order to get more insights about the similar thing. So basically that's all for today. Thank you.